So this is Math 1012, Session 6.4, US and metric equivalent. So basically it's just converting from the US system to American system to the metric system. So, for example, if you got centimeter, how many inches is that? Now the first question on the right, look at this, right? Convert 60 cubic inches. So that's 60 cubic inches. You want to convert that into cubic meters. So cubic meters, like this. Now, it's better just to use the information over here on the right. So look at this. This is probably the best way because, since it's already attached to the homework. When you do your test, it's the same thing. It's going to be up in there. It's going to be available. So you don't have to go back and forth looking for it. So now look at this, right? It says for inches. Actually, you should look at this one right here. No, it should be this one. So so you see this right here. 1 cubic inches is 16.387 centimeter. So I think that's probably the best way to do it for now. So, and then we can change from centimeter back to meters down the road. Now look at this. Here's what we know, right? We know that 1 cubic inches equals 16.387 cubic centimeters. So we are going to change this thing using the proportion. Like this. Like that. So first, we're going to figure out what to put on the left. On the left-hand side, I know we have 1 cubic inches, right? And that's equivalent to 16.387 cubic centimeters. So on the right-hand side, I gotta match up the numbers. I have 60 cubic inches, so there'll be 60 on the top. I do not know the bottom. That's what I'm looking for, so that'll be next. Cross multiply, and you should get x equals. Let's see what that is. 60 times 16.387. So that should be 383.22. And keep in mind, this is centimeter, right? Cubic. The problem is, how do you go from here to meters? So the question now is 983.22 cubic centimeter. What is that in terms of cubic meters? So now let's see. Centimeter, you have to move it 2 places to the left. If you look at your formula sheets, right? You have to move to the left 2 times to get to 2 times to the left to get the meters. So now because you're doing third power, 2 times 3 is 6. So you have to move 2 times 3 6 times to the left now. So there will be sometimes I do like this. Like this. So you move your decimal right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can always use your pen, and that will do it. So that will be the answer. It's definitely a tricky problem because you got 2 steps. So let's see, that's 0.00098322. Just like that. Next problem is, what number of square yards is 50 kilometer square? So we're going to start over here. First things first, right? 50 kilometer square. Now, I'm going to look at the measurement over here just to see. What it says is, so remember, keep in mind we're trying to move it into, is it inches? Yep, square yards. So you say 1 square yard is this many meters. And 1 meter square meter is this. So I think it's easier if we change our kilometer to meters before we do anything. So let's see, right? We want to know how many of that is square yards. So what we'll do first is we'll convert 50 kilometers square to meter first. To square meter first. That's the first thing. Now again, 1 kilometer is 1,000 meter. So that's 3 decimal places to the right. The problem is you have a square. So 2 times 3 is 6. So we have to move 2 times 3, which is 6 times to the right. So, and that's not too bad, right? That will be 5, so 50, 6 times to the right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that will be the answer right here so far. And I can put some comma here just to make it a little bit easier. So 50 million square meters. Now we have to go from 50 million square meters to square yards. Now that's using this information. So look at this. 1 square meter is 1.196. So you really want to change that. So let's say, right, 1 square meter is 1.196 square yards. So this one's actually not too bad. You could just multiply. You can do proportion. You end up multiplying anyway. If one of these is 1.196 and you got 50 million of them, right? It's gonna multiply. So you can put in the calculator 50 million times 1.196, and I got this. So let's put this in the calculator. I mean into the solution. So 59,800,000. There you go. Again, it's pretty tricky, right? So you gotta follow the steps. Right? You can don't be afraid to ask a question. Just give me a test message or something. Convert 29 kilometers to pounds. Now, this one actually is probably easy because you don't have to squares and all that stuff, you know. So we are trying to convert 28 kilogram to pounds. So we just gotta click on this right here. And what it says is, let me see, 1 kilogram is 2.205 pounds. So here's what we know. 1 kilogram equals 2.205 pounds. So let me go ahead and set up the proportion. Like that. And this. So that's 1 kilogram, and this is 2.205 pounds. And on the other side, there will be, we know we have 28 kilogram, and we just want to know how many pounds that is. So put an X in the bottom. So that would be cross multiply, and you should get X equals, put in the calculator, 28 times 2.205. So that's 61.74. Let's try that. Get that. Very good. So let's see the next problem. This is almost the same thing. You just gotta, so feet to meter, right? Feet to meter. So one foot is 0.305 meters. So you could just multiply by that and you get the answer. Let's see. This one's cool. So this is Celsius and Fahrenheit. Now I forgot to put this into the general formula sheet that I gave you, so I have it tied up right around here. You could just Google it, but I think this is the easiest one. So this is the formula, right? F stands for Fahrenheit, C stands for Celsius. And honestly, if you do Google, you could just get automatic, solution just like that. But I'm just gonna do it by hand just to show you what's going on. So the first problem, right, is we want to change from clear this 40 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. So if you're going from C to F, right, to C to F, you want this guy on the top. Right, so let me copy that. This is F equals 1.8 C plus 32. Because you know the C, you just got to plug it in. So let's plug it in. So we'll plug in C 40 for C. So we'll have F equals 1.8 times 40 plus 32, which is F equals, what's 1.8 times 40? 4 times 32, there'll be 72. So there'll be 70. So like this, 72 plus 32. F equals 104. Let's say 104. There you go. So not too bad as long as you know the formulas, right? So this one is a very wordy problem. Basically, this lady went to Germany and she need to bake some cake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The problem is that often it's in Celsius because that's in German. So 400 Fahrenheit. Let me type it down here. We want 400 Fahrenheit equals to how many Celsius here? So that's the opposite. Well, that's alright because go back to this thing. We can use a second formula. Right. So there will be, let's type it in. So there will be C equals basically F minus 32 divided by 1.8. So in our case, right, we'll have to plug in 400 for F. So that's C equals 400 minus 32 divided by 1.8. And I'm just going to use calculator for this one. So there'll be 400 divided minus 32. Hit enter, right? Divided by 1.8. So I got 204.44. Let's say they want you to round to the nearest degree, so that'll be 200. 204. There you go. And pretty much just the same thing over and over after this. Like this one's a little bit crazy, so maybe let me go ahead and do this one. So when you see the HA, that's when it gets a little bit tricky, right? Because you want stuff to be in meters. So the first thing I would do, like before they even read whatever question they got, I want to know what is that in square meters, because they will help me. Now look at this. It says 1 HA is 10,000 square meters. So that really is just 75 times 10,000, which is, that is, that's basically what we got. 750,000 square meters. So just add 4 zeros in the back. The question is, what is this equals to? Right? We have to change that to square yards. Like this. And that's when you go into this thing. And look at 1 meter is 1.196 yard, right? So you can do proportion if you want to, but you could simply just multiply 7 5 0 0 0 0 times that by 1.196. 897. So 897,000. Let's try that. Just like that. So basically that's the whole session. It's the same thing over and over. So again, man, if you got a question, give me a call, give me a text. But for the step here, you will get it. I know it's a bit tricky. The math isn't hard. It's just tricky problems, right? Left and right center like this. So